Uh, Good morning, everyone. This is my next class. This is strategical class part 1. Okay, now in this class, I'm gonna show you a game which is played between Anatoly Karpov and Malanik Vladimir P in the year 1988. It's a Russian championship. Um, okay, now white is Karpov and black is Malanik Vladimir P. Okay, here Karpov played d4. Okay, and he played f5. This is Dutch defense. um we have lots of variations in Dutch defense. Okay, first now he played g3 system. G3, knight f6, bishop g2, g6, c4, bishop g7, knight f3, d6, castle, knight c3, rook queen e8. Okay, fine. Here after 7 moves we got a position where both players having their own plan. Now the main thing in Dutch for white is to open up the center with e4 without any problems. Then white should be better in this position. So white plan is to open up with e4, whereas black plans is to occupy the e4 and open up the f file in this bishop, and at one point he'll come to knight a6 to c5 even after e5 is one of the threat. So the game will go on like this. So now black is not immediately black can threat e5 at one moment. So white played b3 and knight a6. Why b3? Because b3 you can develop your bishop to a3 or b2, but this diagonal doesn't this diagonal black bishop don't have a good square. See, any square. Okay, fine. Now b3, knight a6. Now black is threatening knight b4, maybe at one point a5 or c5, or even e5, or even c6 and knight to c7. There are lots of plans. So white played bishop a3, which is actually preventing e5 and knight block to this mouse. Okay, and he can even play bishop b2, but it is little passive because this diagonal will not open so fast. This diagonal will not be opened so easily. Okay, so bishop a3. Now he played c6. Okay, now black played c6 with the idea of playing knight e4. Why? Because in this previous move, if he played knight e4, now knight takes e4, f takes e4, and knight g5 loses this pawn. So now after c6, now knight e4, and after knight e4, f e4, he can play d5 and support this pawn. So for example, knight e4, d5, knight g5, d5, and this rook file will be open and this bishop file will be open. The game will be little unclear. Okay, so prevent that, he played q d3. Now bishop d7. After the standard moves, now white is planning to break up with e4. So black is already delaying with e5, and e5 cannot be played now because of this thing, and so now black has already facing some problems here. Okay, rook f1. Now pushing e4. So rook d8. rook a d1 and king h8. So now white is planning to play e4. Okay, see e4, f e4, e4 and f e4. Okay, if not, e5 is very dangerous for black, and f e4 is was forced because to open up the f file and I on the f2, and even to get this bishop into action. So knight e4 and bishop f5. Okay, now white don't have much options to then to take knight f6. If you take bishop into d3, which will be a mistake, after knight takes d8 and knight g7, and you lose a piece. So bishop f6 is forced. Now queen e3, eyeing on e7, eyeing on e7. Okay, so he played queen f7. Now black is threatening bishop to g4 using this pin. Okay, now white played h3. Now planning to see knight c7 to e6. Now immediately he cannot play e6 because this bishop is hanging after g4. Okay, now played rook e3, giving extra support to f2. Now bishop c8. Now black plan is very clear to occupy e6, or even to exchange this knight later, or even rook this move, or even he can try this. Okay, fine. Now black played knight g5, preventing knight from to come to e6, and also if you capture this, it will be a mistake, because after queen g5 and d5, bishop b2, this king will be in massive attack, and even sometimes this bishop will come into action. So bishop c8, knight g5 and q g8. Here Karpov played q d2 with threatening queen a5, maybe this and this, and other thing supporting, giving extra support and attacking to take this e7. But here I think I suggest d5 is really good, because at one point you will activate this bishop and you will never allow e6, and e7 is completely a target, and after exchanging this bishop, this e7 will fall very easily, and at one moment knight will also sit on e6. Your rook will come to e1 and you can lightly grab this pawn. Okay, queen d2 is equally good, and knight e6, I think, which is a little dubious move. Now black didn't support well. Okay, after knight 6, knight e6, bishop e6, rook d e1, and here I think black played a mistake. Bishop d7. I think here he should play bishop c8, because he didn't see the tactical move of rook e7. After bishop d7, this d6 pawn is hanging after rook e7. Okay, so I find bishop d7 he played, and after rook e7. After rook e7, bishop e7, rook e7, and this pawn is going down, so he have to support this. He played rook f6, and here Karpov played the strategical move where he given the extend side d5, open up this bishop, so he cannot do anything except to queen f8. Rook to e3. Now the threatening is bishop b2 and eyeing the king. So he played king g8, bishop b2, and rook f5. Now q d4, eyeing queen h8. This long diagonal after queen h7. This pawns all will go. So he played rook e5, rook into e5, d into e5, queen into e5, again threatening the same. So he played king f7, and he played a good move, d6. Now my clock played bishop f5, played c5, supporting this d6, now, and also threatening g5, which is this bishop is under danger. So he played h5 to prevent this, and still g4, h4. If he takes bishop g4, then queen f6 and queen g6 and queen into g4, lost the bishop. So he played bishop d3 and missed the tactical shot, bishop d5. Here Markov admit resigned that instead of seeing for all this continuation, e d5, q d5, and king g8, queen e6, and queen e7. Queen e7 is a checkmate. See, I'll show you first. Queen e7. This is a checkmate. So this is how Karpov played in the my first strategical gameplay. Okay, hope you enjoy this game. I'll upload more sooner. Thank you. See you in the next class. Goodbye.